I started this video and was holding forth, and I completely lost my voice. So I hope that doesn't happen again, but there might be something in that, you know, trying to rediscover our voice. I once was lost, now I'm found. Something like that, Amazing Grace. And I had this Wendell Berry quote that I really liked. It may be that when we no longer know what to do, we've come to our real work, and that when we no longer know which way to go, we have begun our real journey. The mind that is not baffled is not employed. The impeded stream is the one that sings. Somehow flipping the script on what we think is needs correcting in our lives, or how to find the gold in a situation that, like a flash in the pan, like when the miners are using their strainer to sift the water and all the grit falls through and the nugget remains. What's the nugget? Two of Pentacles. I think that's sort of the sifting quality. What remains, this pentacle on top, and what falls away, the pentacle below. A choice about what to invest in. Five of Wands. Four of Swords. Five of Wands, particularly in this deck, looks to me like a card of protection. Not to be influenced by what other people want from you or the directions they want you to go. To stay grounded, to make your own decisions. And there may be a need to retreat. Like this. Pull away from influence. Go to ground in some way to heal from something. Don't engage. With outside influences. Get quiet. Go inward. Like sink into your own life somehow. Death card. That's a card of regeneration, Scorpio energy, death and rebirth, the phoenix rising. After a time of healing or withdrawal, kind of get your head straight through non-engagement. It's not like the busy mind. When you don't know where to go, that's when the journey begins. Tell us about the transformation, please. Knight of Cups. Water energy, Cups energy, transformative. Out of the ashes comes something, and it's love on the move. It's the offer. It's the ability to give and receive. What's the offer about, please? Nine of Pentacles. Again, it's sort of stabilizing in your own life. Pentacles speak to life. Nines speak to the personal. This is somebody who's cultivating an environment for themselves. Not closed off from the world. In fact, discovering their own value and meaning. Letting that come to the surface, making the choice to do that. To cultivate your own life. Not relying on these outside influences. Fives can require the need for change. Death card, the need for change, to allow for something to rise up, refreshed, after some kind of ending, and the heart comes back online, back into motion. Neither of these are cards of motion. They're useful. They're a kind of a stopping point, a pause, while this transformation is taking place. The transformation, Nine of Swords, out of anxiety and fear, healing that, finding peace, Nine of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. This is peace. This is investing in yourself, investing in your own transformation, the Death card. And it can be scary. It can kick up a lot of questions. It can, there can be a lot of questions about the transformation. Am I up to the task? Can I keep the focus on my own life, on my own change, how I'm transforming emotionally? Giving and receiving love, honoring some connection that may have felt stuck. Queen of Pentacles on Nine of Pentacles. Somebody who embodies great stability, who's interested in investing in themselves, their personal growth. That's the choice. Queen of Pentacles is somebody who nurtures growth, steps up, and somehow acknowledges that the journey begins when you don't know which way to go. It's a card of weighing things up, the dance of change, transformation. This is the Major Arcana card. This whole reading is about what brings us back to life, the thing that rises up out of the ashes. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, definitely an energy of, returning to yourself, away from the outside influences, making the choice to do that, like committing to yourself. Somehow giving your uncertainties a place at the table. All these questions don't need to be pushed away. Tell us about the questions, please. On Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups. The choice to connect. You may have been feeling the need to protect yourself, feeling too vulnerable, up in your head, scared. But it's a choice to come into some kind of, to show love and receive love, to give and receive it, to allow for vulnerability because you feel secure now. It's something about growing into your full potential. on Four of Swords, Six of Cups. I keep getting into the shadow of the card. You know, again, this shows the two people on the back of the Pegasus. Can be a soulmate energy. It's a card of connection. And I think it can indicate a return. But in many ways, it's a return to yourself, your own stability. Something about it is, it's gentle, but it's not compromising. Somehow getting some space, some breathing space. Even fear has a place at the table. It's like you don't need to push that out of your mind. It's okay to acknowledge that the fear is one of the feelings that's being transformed. Might be fear of connection, healing some relationship that's perhaps become disconnected, and it disconnected you from yourself. There's a need to get grounded. Six of Swords. Moving into a calmer place, out of bumpy, rocky waters. Some kind of peacefulness that allows for the giving and receiving. Some kind of healing that's been accomplished. Four of Swords, Six of Swords. Moving out of the fear because you look at it, you feel your way through it. You realize you're strong enough to accomplish the change. Strong enough. Seven of Cups. I think that's, in a way, too, a card of protection. It can be illusion, confusion, which way do I go? Can I come out of this protective mode? Have I healed enough? Perhaps in some important relationship, Six of Cups. When we don't know where to go, the journey begins. What connection matters? Is it any connection? How do we choose the connection that matters? I think it's the one that makes us feel peaceful. Something that calms the fears. Seven of Cups, Queen of Cups. I think this is sort of allowing your heart to be confused. You don't have to have certainty. And in fact, it can work against you. The unimpeded stream. What was it? The mind that is not baffled is not employed. The impeded stream is the one that sings. This could be considered the impeded stream, water energy. Like somehow your confusion can work in your favor, the questioning. Which connection not matters most, but which is the one that will get me there? That will get us there? Us. I think your state of mind has a great influence on the people around you. because you're vulnerable. You somehow show other people it's safe to let the emotions come back to life. Death card. Card of Scorpio, card of emotions. Going with the flow. One thing about Slipstream is it's getting in the current of something that goes before you. Getting the tailwind or getting in the wake of something. You may be in some way providing that kind of forward movement for somebody else. Because you're stable, you're good on your own. So you're good to connect. You're available for connection. I think you've healed some significant relationship. Four of Swords, Six of Cups. You've moved out of anxiety about it. It's a kind of surrender in a way. Not fighting the current. Trusting that love will take you there. You can trust the transformation. Eight of Cups. A lot of Cups energy here. Connection energy. Something surfacing. Love rising to the surface. Seven of Cups, Eight of Cups, out of confusion. What was it? The baffled mind. The mind that is not baffled is not employed. In other words, your confusion is your ally in this. Don't let it scare you. Let it transform you. The journey begins. When we don't know which way to go, the journey begins. This is a path. Something coming to consciousness. Embracing some kind of unknown. There's the dove again. The dove coming to some kind of feeling that's coming to the surface because it's been transformed and healed. Some old relationship made new. And it has to do with someone who loves you back. Someone you can let down your guard with. Someone who brings you peace of mind. And you bring them peace of mind. It's kind of out of the fear into it's a liminal space. It's the space in between two things. It's that journey begins when you don't know where to go. Sort of like lean into it. Hermit. Your own inner guide on this spiritual journey. You're lighting the path. The path forward in love. The path towards something more peaceful. I think there's a message here, don't give up. It is confusing. None of us knows the answer. but follow your heart. Let your heart be your guide. You know, trust the connections that are give and take. Ace of Cups. Trust yourself, trust your own heart. The Dove again. I think it's a contract with yourself to love yourself through the changes. To trust that you're up to the task. That you can find the people to connect with or the person to connect with. Some kind of pre-existing relationship that's made new. Even the questions are welcomed at the table. What does that mean, the questions are welcomed at the table? Ten of Wands. I see this as the steering wheel, you know, of navigating forward. Letting go of what's held you back so that you can, you know, get in the flow. Some kind of ancestor has your back. So you're navigating your way. You know which way to go. The journey begins when you don't know which way to go. You can trust the guides. You can trust yourself. Hermit card, the 9 card. If something has been standing between you and self-love, let it go. Ground yourself in your own life. One more. Prince of Swords. This is a card of curiosity. A willingness to learn something new. You know, once we unload, once we close out the cycle, that's what we have to do, Wands energy. Then we can move forward with curiosity. You know, I'm willing to learn about this. Even fear has a seat at the table. That willingness to change. It's not entirely surrender, but it does involve tapping into your own wisdom, not the outside influences. On the split, Wheel of Fortune. It's a card of destiny. You know, movement, change. A new path, a new direction. Something more peaceful. Things turning in your favor. They give you momentum somehow. You get in a slipstream. In the wake of something. It's like you're navigating a way forward. You're curious about it. It's not like you have all the answers. Even the doubts, even the anxiety has a place at the table. There's something about being open to what's coming at you. It may require dramatic change in how you feel about something. And there's a need for more information. But again, when you don't know where to go, that's when the journey begins. It's like unburdening yourself of, I have to do it all. What you have to do is to love yourself, Ace of Cups, and accept love from within and from without. You know, warts and all, fear and all. Give anxiety a place at the table. That's how we move forward. Accept yourself. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Accept your own confusion. And let the, give voice to your own spiritual sense of direction. You know more than you think you do about where you're going. That's where the journey begins. This may be a garbled message, but I think it's a quiet voice you need to attend to. Don't be afraid. Wherever you're going, it's a peaceful state of mind. And maybe an instruction that you can drop defenses. You've healed something. You're moving forward. Trust the forward movement. Trust that, the ancestors have your back. Be curious. Listen to them. The quiet voice. We have on the board Virgo in the Hermit, Scorpio in the Death card. It's like a spiritual transformation here. And those are the two major arcana cards. A new path based on self-knowledge, based on trusting yourself. The ancestors have your back. And this is the other major arcana card. Things turning in your favor. If you think you've lost your way, that's where the journey begins. Some deep part of you knows the way to go. You may be bringing others along in your slipstream, clearing the way somehow. Okay. Hello. I hope you can make sense of this. Take what resonates, leave the rest. It may be a message for somebody else, not for you. It may be a message for somebody in your life, a kind of soulmate who's struggling to heal, who's been afraid, is undergoing some kind of spiritual transformation. And you're helping to pull them along somehow. I'll see you next time.